And it says, and he said that neither the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark in their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. Just think of that. But as the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished, this is the first resurrection. It says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power. But they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Now listen, we're going to get into some. We're all going to go somewhere, Brother Jonathan. We're either going to go to heaven, or we're going to go. Me and you was talking. You got a place called hell, and then you're going to come out of hell, and I'm going to prove that you're going to come out of there. If you miss it, Sister Brenda, and then you're going to be cast into the lake of fire, which is the second death. And a lot of people says, oh, they're going to hell, but they leave out that lake of fire, Brother Jonathan, because it's scary. They don't want to say nothing about it. They don't want to say, oh, that's coming up. But I tell you, it's coming. I'm telling you, if you're not born again, that's where you're going to be destined for. After you come out of hell, then you're going to be judged, and you're going to be cast into that lake of fire, which is the second death. I tell you, there's some place you're going to go, and you better be getting ready. And he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, God and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up unto the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp and the saints about it, and beloved the city. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire. Remember what I just said. The fire and brimstone where the beast and the false prophets are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. You see that? I'm telling you, there's some place we're going to go, Sister Brenda, and I'll tell you what, we better be making up our mind, Brother Jonathan, where we're going to go. I'll tell you, men and women is out here doing every ungodly thing there is. They're doing all this stuff out here, and some of them's going to church every day thinking they've got it made right. But I'll tell you, if there's sin in your body, then there ain't no way. I'm not no judge, but the Bible says that you know the tree by the fruit it bears, and when it's not bearing good fruit, then you know that it can't be a good tree of God. Sunday. I got much hair to rub now, but I still got a head. I'll tell you, we're going to go somewhere. And I'll tell you, Brother Jonathan, I told you before this service, I'll tell you, I want to do everything I can to make it in. If I miss heaven, I've missed it all. I'll tell you, if you miss heaven, your troubles is just starting. You think you got troubles here. If you miss heaven, you'll have troubles forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat upon it, from whose face of the earth and heaven fled away. See that? I'll tell you, the people, the sinners, they don't want to see this, Brother Jonathan, but it's coming, and it don't matter how much money you got or how poor you got. Everybody's going to stand before Jesus, and every tongue's going to confess, and every knee's going to bow that he's the living Son of God. Everybody's going to do it. I don't care, you could be a millionaire or you could be the poorest person on this earth, you're still going to stand in judgment. It said, and I saw the dead, hear what I said, and small and great, stand before God, and the books were open. And wait a minute, the books were open. And wait, there's another book. There's another book which is open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. I'm telling you, there's some place we're going to go, Sister Hazel. I'm telling you, we're going to be judged. And every how we stand before Jesus, the Bible says, every how a tree fall, so shall it rise. If it goes down a good tree, it'll come up a good one. If it goes down a bad one, it'll come up a bad one. I'm tell you, people better be making their mind up out there where they're going to go. If I wasn't saved, I would run to a place and fall on my knees and I'd say, Jesus, come into my life and forgive me of what I've done. I know, Sister Brenda, I may go a little nuts, but that's all right. I'm crazy for Jesus. The world's crazy for everything out there. Brother Jonathan, you go to a ball game, you go out here, and I'm not saying it's wrong to go to, but they'll scream and shout for their player. I'm screaming and shouting for my player, which is Jesus Christ. Jesus is the one that we need to be following. Sister Brenda, that's my team player. I tell you what, that's the one I'm voting for. That's the one I'm rooting for, because that's the one that's going to get me out of this wicked world, and that's the only way I'm going to escape.